tremendous looking trophy.
Welcome to the number one PlayStation podcast in the Oceanias. My name's John Blind. Joining me, as always, Ashley Hobley.
Hey Dylan, excited to be here so we can finally talk about all this news that broke exactly after we finished recording, or last week.
Was it exactly? Oh, it was exactly. Yeah, that's right. It was the next morning.
Well, the first story did.
Or, yeah, the Ghost? No, Return.
No, it was the
Housemarque, yeah.
Housemarque, yeah.
Yeah, and then Ghost was later in the week.
Bed, I'm like, friend of the show, tweet it, message, ready to record about this news story if you need somebody.
Yeah, no, wasn't. I also was not willing to jump back on for that, but here we are now. So this week in the trophy cabinet, silver trophy for Last of Us has finally begun filming, and by that I mean the HBO series, of course. Gold trophy for Sony acquiring some studios, of course. Housemarque, as we mentioned, get to that in a minute. And we hit a platinum for Ghost of Tsushima, coming back with some new content. Get to that. It was a big week for PlayStation. Really, we had a
big week,
and a whole bunch of shit finally. After last week, it's made up for it. So here we are. Firstly, though, PlayStation Plus games for July are live. They should both be live by the time you're listening to this. The first one, the biggest one's already live. It went live a bit early. So I downloaded that this afternoon. But yeah, your July PlayStation Plus games are for PlayStation 5. PlayStation 5 only. A Plague Tale Innocence. This is the brand new PS5 version of the game that just released this week, which does include native 4K resolution, targeted at 60 frames per second, improved visuals, and DualSense features, but otherwise it is the same game that released on PS4 3 years ago, whenever it was at this stage. And of course, the sequel was just announced at the Game Awards and stuff, so that's PS5 only. You can't redeem it and then get the PS4 version. It's just the PS5 version. Your two PS4 games, Call of Duty Black Ops 4. That is the one that had Blackout. Yeah, their first
Blackout. Yes,
their first battle royale game mode. That's the one that had that. And then the other game is WWE 2K Battlegrounds, which is the one that came out last year. Where it's
a very arcadey version.
Yeah, the very arcadey, like cartoon characters and stuff like that. Obviously, for me, Plague Tale's the standout. I think I should finally play it now. I kept saying I wasn't going to.
Will you though?
Yeah, well, I got it now. I've got it installed in like literally.
I mean, you had it before.
Yeah, I got trophies now. It was the one place I didn't own it though. Like weirdly, I had it on. I could play it on Xbox Game Pass. I brought it on Steam, and now PlayStation Plus. I've got it here. So there we go. Yeah, I don't really care. Obviously, I played Call of Duty already. 2K Battlegrounds looks fucking atrocious to me. But yeah, what do you care?
Is Blackout redundant at this point with Warzone?
People still play them, so. There's other multiplayer modes, I mean, like people still play them. You'll be surprised how often people cling to these older ones. And especially since it's on PlayStation Plus, a bunch of people jump in, so.
I guess.
Yeah. It's got zombies as well.
It does. Yeah, solid month, you know. Plague Tale Instance is pretty cool, but I don't think it's going to make a lot of people happy, I don't think. It's like I feel like for a certain audience, like people who listen to the show and heard of very good critical acclaim from that kind of stuff for Plague Tale Innocence, like, cool, I can finally jump into it or whatever. But then, like, for the general person, they're like, ugh, this game about rats, an adventure story. No, thank you. Call of Duty 4, I've already played that for a gazillion hours.
What do you want out of PlayStation
2K
Plus games,
Battlegrounds.
these people, though, you know?
No, I don't know. Yeah. I'm just thinking... You know, I'm putting my mind, playing devil's advocate, you know, like I usually do.
I'm so disappointed.
No, but yeah,
I'm just watching this trailer for a Plague Tale, the PlayStation 5 one. I'm so disappointed they missed the chance just to, because it comes up on the screen. It's like visual enhancements, 4K, 60 frames per second, all this sort of stuff. I'm so disappointed that they just didn't say fuck it and have a screen that comes up and just says more rats. Like, it's such a wasted opportunity. Come on. I know it's like a serious game and all, But come on, just have a bit of
More fun.
Have a bit of fuck around. Have a bit of fun.
Look at the rat detail.
Yeah, look at this new rat textures we've got or something. But, but overall,
look at the ray tracing on these rats.
no ray tracing. Disappointed added. But overall, I'd say it's a good month. Plague Tale Instance. Yeah. Everyone I know that's played it says it's a great game. Obviously, I've wanted to play for a long time. Let's get there. Call of Duty Black Ops 4's great game. If you like multiplayer, because again, no single player. And Battlegrounds is the whatever of the month. Oh yeah, the other thing was where the fuck is it? I have in this article. I forgot what it is. Virtua Fighter 5 Showdown is for some reason still hanging around for another month. So that's carried over. I don't know why.
There you go, extra.
Yeah, that's
if you're only getting it. No,
yeah.
If you're only getting PS Plus this month, extra.
You don't have an extra game. I don't know why they've done that, but there you go. All right, let's get into some of the bigger news of the week. First one, the one we was talking about that happened like hours after we finished recording last week. PlayStation has announced that they've added another studio to the PlayStation Studios family, and it is Housemarque, the studio behind the Finnish studio, even behind Returnal earlier this year. Of course, loved Returnal, gave it a 9.5. ExplosionNetwork.com talked about it on here a lot. Got the platinum. Angrily talked about how hard the platinum and how grindy it was, but got the platinum. They're still patching that to make it like simpler and easier and all this stuff. It's fucking ridiculous. So Herman House announces via a PlayStation blog post, and then I'm not gonna even try and pronounce. I'm sorry, this Housemarque managing director's name because it's Finnish, and I'm sure you have to say it with some sort of like it says Alari Kultinen. I'm like, there's no way that's how it's pronounced. But on the blog post says, we're excited to finally join the PlayStation Studios family. This gives our studios a clear future and stable opportunity to continue delivering on gameplay-centric approaches while still experimenting with new methods of narrative delivery and pushing the boundaries of this modern art form. Locally here in Helsinki, this also means that we officially expand the PlayStation family to a growing industry hub and secure the legacy of the oldest game studio in Finland. I don't really think there's any negative news, or I'd love to hear someone say, like, even you try and spin this in a negative fashion. I fucking dare you, because this is just a positive overall story, because Housemarque has been with PlayStation as what for a long time people just referred to as second parties. I don't know if that term still hangs around, but I say it's sometimes too. And second party used to mean you made a lot of platform exclusive games, but you weren't actually owned by said company that you were making the games for. And Housemarque did that, all the way back to Super Stardust and all these other things from the PS3 generation through to now. They have made a few games here and there, couple, of course, over the last 10 years or whatever, that weren't exclusive, but for the most part, they've been PlayStation exclusive. So they've had this
since Super Stardust HD, pretty much everything, except for a couple of like ports. It looks like Outland was for Ubisoft.
Yeah,
they did Golf Tee Up for Activision.
Yeah,
and
that Angry Birds
Angry Birds trilogy.
No, Angry Birds has like 6 different developers. So I think they just got brought on to do like maybe a quick little. I don't really count. There's like a bunch of developers.
And then Next Machina was the one they self-developed.
Yeah.
Self-published that was on both platforms.
And that was like 2017 or something? Was that 2016?
Yes, that was. Yeah, 2017.
And after Next Machina, they went off and they tried to do this whole Battle Royale thing for a few years. And this is why this is a sort of good
Divers,
story. Yeah. Storm Divers, sorry. They tried to do that. They said, arcade's dead. We got to try and like step it up and make it in the real world or whatever, however they put it. And they tried to make this Battle Royale game for a couple of years, and eventually, of course, they just cancelled it, and they came back with Returnal this year. But the thing for this was they put so much effort and time into that they were talking about how they were struggling, and of course, if you spend that amount of time on something, of course you're gonna that was already a small studio, so and they didn't have any funding for that or whatever. So this really, to me, is a good, wholesome sort of come around story where they have this great relationship with PlayStation. They made this decision a couple of years ago. It was risky. It did not pay off for them. In fact, it went the complete opposite direction for them. And then they come back with this kind of one-all shot of Sony giving them, I don't know how much money they would have got for Returnal, but Sony says like, go for gold on Returnal. Yes, it sounds fucking weird. I don't know if everyone's going to love that, but you know what? Go for gold. Critics love it. Fans, for the most part, love it. big success. I'm sure it hasn't made like billions and billions of dollars like it's The Last of Us, but it's a success story. And then PlayStation,
For its size, yeah.
Yeah, and PlayStation off that says, you know what? Fuck it. We have this. It's not just off Returnal because again they have this long running history, but it's like, you know, fuck it. You're joining the family. You're in. Come hop in the bus. So yeah, this is just This isn't like a shocking like, you know, when Microsoft buys Bethesda or any. So compared to Microsoft acquisitions, they're always like shock acquisitions. They brought Double Fine. Fuck. You know, they brought Ninja Theory. Fuck. They brought Bethesda. Oh my God, let's do a special, the only ever bonus of Arcade Couch we've done randomly after it because it was such a huge deal. This is PlayStation brought Housemarque. That makes sense. Like, you know, like
no, it's either that makes sense, or what, they weren't already part of PlayStation.
Yeah,
it was like one of it. Generally, that's what it's been for these last couple of acquisitions. This is great for Housemarque. Obviously, you know, they've proven themselves with Returnal. Not that they hadn't proven themselves over the last decade with all the games, awesome games they put out. That just were a bit more niche, I think. Even this Returnal's pretty niche still, but not as niche. But them to have financial security in PlayStation, like taking care of I don't know who said it, but I listened to somebody say that, you know, now they've got somebody to take care of all the financial matters, business matters. They can get, a lot of these people can go back to just focusing on making games. And I think that's probably a big help as well, becoming part of a company like PlayStation Studios. This is a win for all parties involved. You know, securing Housemarque, you know, it opens the door for them to go back to the arcade stuff if they've got a cool idea. Because I think PlayStation would probably be on board with. They'd be open to any pitch, you know. It doesn't have to do massive numbers now that it's like a first-party exclusive.
Well, it sounds like they're going to go.
They're not reliant on their game selling well now.
No. Sounds like they're just going to go bigger though, because they talk about hiring up now that they've got the ability to, which again is another positive. Like obviously building that as they,
or it could just be more smaller games.
Well, I mean, it could be, but I would pick bigger than smaller at this stage, but
probably
we'll see. But yeah, that's great news. One thing I do want to mention off this, I don't really spend much time on it because we'll just talk about it when it's actually a thing, if it's a thing. But when this tweet was posted that night by all the PlayStation brand Twitter accounts, the Sony Japan Twitter account posted an image that instead said, "We welcome BluePoint Games," and it wasn't like a mess up in the text of the tweet where someone had wrote the wrong name. It was fully the visual. The image said BluePoint Games on the image. So
yeah, so the image that we're all seeing of like all the PlayStation properties with the PlayStation Studios logo and then Housemarque logo. The Housemarque logo is replaced with the BluePoint logo, and they used a similar announcement photo for the other thing we're going to talk about. But yeah, BluePoint. It wouldn't surprise me if this news is true. I think they might be holding it.
Yeah.
Because they want to do like a state of play or something to announce whatever they're working on. So we all know they're working on something big.
Yeah.
Or they've said they're working on something big. So,
well, I mean, look, they're always working on something big these days. Because it was Demon Souls last time. So.
Yeah. It's that big.
Yeah.
I guess for a certain people. But yeah. That would be a great state of play. Like, hey, we want to welcome the newest member to the PlayStation Studios, BluePoint. Here's what they've been working on. Exclusive to PlayStation.
Yeah. I mean, there's some rumors going around this week that, Sony's going to announce a state of play this week. I'm like, I never give any of that credence because
now they're going to announce it, aren't they?
Well, now I remember I remember what we went through last year with remember how all the rumors, like, this is the PS5 state of play, this is the PS5, like, there was so much bullshit. No. So, yeah, there was some, like, rumors going around this week. I don't know where they came from, but we were talking about the other week, when should Sony do a state of play? And I think we were saying late,
like a month after E3.
Yeah, like late July, early August or something. So this is ahead of when we were saying, but yeah, so I don't know. Either way, they're due for one. But the interesting thing is they do keep announcing stuff just in the weird PlayStation way of blog post or randomly stuff. Like we've got another acquisition to talk about and the Ghost of Tsushima stuff. So it's like, if they still have a PlayStation state of play on the way, yes, that BluePoint thing, if it's real, I just want to keep sticking that out there because there's always a chance that was just somehow a graphic got fucked up. Like I'm saying it's pretty likely that it's a real thing since it was a graphic that was tweeted. But again, I just want to say the intern could have just
the detail of the graphic as well for it to be
some intern at Sony Japan social side just having a good old laugh right now. If it's a jib, you know, like
all these European companies are the same.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, so it'll be interesting if there's a state of play that could be a thing if they reveal a game at the same time. They could have other things to do, but yeah. We'll talk more about that once actually announced if it's a thing. But the studio we do know they've have actually acquired as well. This was like 2 days, I think, after roughly like 2 days after the Housemarque announcement. And this one wasn't as a big. In fact, this announcement had, I'm pretty sure most people going Guardians of the Galaxy meme, you know, like who? Like, you know. VG247 writes, Sony announced today has acquired Netherlands-based studio Nixxes Software, which has over 20 years of experience in game development and optimization. Nixxes will join PlayStation Studios' Technology, Creative and Services group immediately to provide, quote, high-quality in-house technical and development capabilities, end quote, for PlayStation Studios. Herman Holst said, I highly respect Nixxes and am excited for this very experienced team to become part of the world-class development community at Sony Interactive Entertainment. They have a passion for improving games and for delivering the best possible experience to gamers. Nixxes will be a strong asset for everyone across PlayStation Studios, helping our teams focus on their most important goal, which is to create unique PlayStation content at the best possible quality. Jurgen Katzman, founder and senior developer of development at Nixxes, said, we can't wait to go to work and are so excited to bring our technical and development expertise to an IP powerhouse like PlayStation Studios. We're looking forward to working with some of the most talented teams in the industry to deliver the highest quality gameplay experiences for PlayStation fans. End quote. Nixxes specializes in PC ports and has worked on a variety of games over the years, including providing PC development support to Crystal Dynamics on various Tomb Raider games, Project Snowblind, Blood Omen 2, Marvel's Avengers. The studio's prior work also includes the PC version of Hitman Absolution, the PC version of Deus Ex Mankind Divided, among others. So, yeah, I mean, I think it's pretty safe to assume with everything, including like, oh, they're going to the Technology, Creative and Services group. They've brought a studio to help with their PC ports. Full stop, right? I mean, that seems like the... I mean,
that's the most obvious answer.
And I don't know, like if you should put your tinfoil hat on to overthink this. When I feel like it's just, hey, they brought a studio to help the PC ports.
I think it's twofold. I assume a lot of their work will be ports, but they'll also be like a support studio.
Yeah.
Obviously helping out wherever they're needed, but yeah.
Instead of trying to stick Bend and turn them into a support studio, they've actually just got a support studio who does support studio stuff to be a support studio.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, also like help push out those PC ports that people want for some reason. Maybe we'll finally get Bloodborne on PC at 25 frames per second, like it was meant to be played.
Well, you bring that up, but I was going to throw in as my one tinfoil hat theory is because they're known for doing PC ports, but I'm like, what if they also have them doing PS5 ports and one of them is Bloodborne PS5, the Bloodborne PS5 / PC port at 60 frames per second and everything. Because let's be honest, if at this stage Bloodborne was only announced for PC and it had all these optimizations and stuff and it wasn't coming to PS5, I would be annoyed. I think a lot of people would spit the dummy. Yeah, it needs to be both at this stage. If they announced the PC port at 60 frames per second when it was only on PS4, people would have been annoyed. But the reality would have been like, well,
they don't understand.
You can't get it to run at that on the PS4. So, but you can get it to run at 60 on PS5. So if you're doing one, you better be doing both at this stage. But yeah, otherwise I'm like, cool acquisition, I guess. Like, so does the job, right? Weird for them to announce the same week. I know. Also weird that they announced this prior to. I don't know. If I was lining these up on a chart board. I don't know what you would call it, like a board of like the order of events. I would have been like, well, now announce Nixxes at the start of the week. Have people be like, it's like a softball. Oh, got him. And then, boom! Housemarque, motherfuckers. Hit me with your best shot. Dun, dun. Yeah,
Okay.
No? You don't reckon?
I don't. Yeah, I've got no idea when you should announce stuff. I assume they just announced it when the deal was finalized, just to avoid leaks or whatever.
They just get an email in the morning. It says like deal finalized. Oh fuck it, yes.
It's like, kid, got to write a blog entry now.
Oh no!
It's like, now I need to type up this blog entry.
Just opens his laptop in the morning.
It's
Maybe he does. Who's to say? Maybe he does.
Yeah.
Let's take a break from positive news, I guess. GamesIndustry.biz writes, indies criticize Sony over discount policies, poor communication, and more. A Twitter thread. So this morning, when they wrote this Neo Doctrine co-founder Ian Garner posted a Twitter thread about Platform X. And by Platform X, he actually meant PlayStation, of course, which he did not name but identified as the operator of a very successful console and does not have Game Pass. In the thread, Garner criticized not just a lack of promotion it gave indie developers and publishers for their titles, but the choices it made that minimized their ability to move the needle on their own. Saying, quote, wish lists have no effect, so all your personal marketing means nothing to Platform X. All that matters is their evaluation. How is this evaluation done? Don't know. They don't share that. Nor will they share the value they ascribe to my game. Garner also criticized a lack of clarity on how a company is supposed to get an account manager, a prerequisite for submitting trailers and blog posts for promotion on platform, an inability to control launch discounts, an invite-only policy to participate in sales, and a $25,000 minimum spend to have a game featured on the storefront. In conclusion, he wrote, quote, Platform X is super successful and awesome hardware, but the back end and processes is straight out of early noughties. I have no idea how to succeed on this platform, and they won't even tell me. Even if I do succeed, they may screw me anyway. So yeah, they went on to say, so someone came in and said Whitehall Games CEO Matthew White posted quote, a totally hypothetical, definitely not real revenue breakdown pie chart in a tweet thread, noting that less than 3% of sales as a company are on Platform X, which was labeled in the chart as Nolan North, the voice actor behind Uncharted, blah, blah, blah. And a lot of people, if you look through the thread, there's a lot of like sort of similar sort of stuff. Basically reading between the lines, it's all like, unless you're a big AAA game on PlayStation, PlayStation doesn't care about you. They don't care about indies anymore. Blah, 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 blah. Honestly, it's probably true. I don't even know if you could. I don't even know if you can stick it. Look, this is how I feel about this. I don't like this. Sony in the PS3 generation was very indie machine friendly, or at least that's where there was a lot of indie games coming. These days, if I think of an indie console, I'm thinking probably Nintendo 1, Xbox 2, PlayStation 3. Like that's my current, like, where do the indies go? Where should I look for indies? The PlayStation Vita used to be like the indie machine at some stage, and that was a PlayStation platform, discounting the PC in this conversation because, of course, like all indies come to PC. So, yeah, it's kind of shitty as someone who likes a lot of indie games, and we have talked about often, like, I think it was on Arcade Cash this past week, talking about it. Oh, no, it was last week. Platt was mentioning that, like Katana Zero and like all these other Devolver games, where are they? What's happening there? All this sort of stuff. So there's a lot of indie games missing. A lot of indie games that get pushed. Some indie games don't even show up on the platform. Quite often a game gets announced and it comes to Xbox, Switch, PC, and we happen to be like, where the fuck? Like, why isn't it coming to PlayStation? Or I'm like, oh, hold off, I want to play it on PlayStation, or all this sort of stuff. And you're often wondering why this could be part of it, because they're not making it particularly easy to do any of this sort of stuff. So I don't like it, but my one little asterisk in all this is I don't like it, and these people as developers have the right not to like it, and I understand why they don't like it, because they're making a product, they want to easily be able to sell it to consumers and people to be able to play it. But at the end of the day, PlayStation can fucking do whatever they want. It's like their platform. So, like, that's my, like, I don't like how hard they're seemingly making it. I don't like all these things, all this sort of stuff. But ultimately, PlayStation's making it hard. Dumb, but they can do it. Like, so.
I mean, on the other hand, we don't want the PlayStation Store to be the Steam Store where.
That said, there's a lot of jank on PlayStation these days. Have you seen all those Christian games that keep getting fucking posted over the last?
Not really, but
donate to the church. We've got all this money to make shitty fucking black and white arcade games. They're releasing like one a day. There's like 1 million on there. Maybe not 1 million. Keep talking. I'm going to find them.
I mean, if they've got the money to put them out and pay. I mean, sure. I would love to see more indies easily accessible. I think the store still needs a lot of work. It's like they did that re facelift or whatever. I think like maybe 12 months ago now. It's still not the easiest thing to navigate or find stuff. Obviously, the wishlist thing I think is a valid point. It's like, okay, we want to like let us know when this stuff is available or when it comes on sale or anything. But a lot of those other points I feel like are fair. Like, I don't know, like, why should you have control over when sales are on your item and that kind of thing? There should be some sort of PlayStation should have a certain amount of say in that as well, I think. As to the like $25,000 or whatever it is to get on the storefront, that's pretty standard, I think for most like storefronts. Otherwise, everybody would just end up on the storefront, or it would just be a matter of picking and choosing. And like, in like supermarkets and stuff, like places pay to have their stuff right at the front. It's like, that's how PlayStation makes a certain amount of their money from the store as well. So, I would love these indies to be treated better, but I don't think it's not going to happen overnight. And I think obviously this stuff coming out makes PlayStation look pretty poor in a certain light. But we do know that PlayStation do support certain indies really well, certain indie studios that they have some sort of rapport. And
they grab some and drive them all the way to the flagpole finish line.
Yeah. Obviously, Shuei is currently the head of indie development,
whatever his title is.
Whatever his title is, it's just maybe it's a little bit of sour grapes from these studios that haven't had a PlayStation success or have been successful elsewhere. I don't know. It's kind of it's not a good look for anybody involved, I don't think.
Yeah, I agree with the $25,000 storefront page thing. I'm like, well, it's going to cost money, so whatever. It's more
getting the money out of the AAA studios, I feel like.
Yeah. Well, it's hard to give, like, I don't know. Like,
it's hard to go, sorry, but, if they're paying $25,000, why should you pay $25,000?
The second you start giving indies, like, discounts and EA starts doing dodgy things where they hide their actual studios they own inside of another company and be like, well, it's actually indie, so like they should get like all this sort of bullshit. But I guess they're like the two key things I think that needs to change at PlayStation out of this sort of conversation, two things that shouldn't be that hard either, are fix the wish list shit, because they are like, oh, we added wish lists and you can wish list stuff on PS5 now and you can look at it on the web and stuff if you want, but they're fucking useless. Like, if you wish list something on Steam, oh, you get an email. This game's on sale now. Cool. You open up the storefront page. It's like, oh, these ones are on sale. They're from your wish list. It's like, oh, cool. I want to buy those now. Useful shit. Wish list a game that's coming out in September. It pops up and says, hey, that game's out now. Do you want to buy it? Remember that indie game that you wish listed a year ago? It's out now. Do you want to buy it? And also, a lot of indie devs ask you to wish list their games on Steam because the wish listing actually drives a heavy percentage of what do you call it?
Sales. It helps on the back end. It
helps drive on the back end. Like to get it to the most popular.
So they could show numbers to like publishers and get extra funding and that kind of stuff.
So it's meaningful. Whereas wish listing on PlayStation, because it doesn't help drive it to consumers to buy the game. It doesn't help consumers remember to buy the game. And also because indie developers don't get access to these stats, they can't then take a whole bunch of wish lists and take it to a publisher or whatever and do anything with it. So change that. That's stupid. And then number 2, I'd say, is to change is just let indie devs, like if they want to discount their game, just let them do it. Like who fucking cares? Like you have a set, PlayStation has a set percentage of whatever it is, that they'll take from each purchase. They get a chunk of that money. So if an indie dev wants to mark it down to a certain percentage where the indie dev is making $0 and PlayStation, all the money goes directly to PlayStation, that's their fucking choice. Just let them, let them do it. Just let them change this stuff. No one on Steam has to go through this, and no one on Nintendo definitely has to go through this because there's always 500 games on sale. So I don't look at Xbox enough to know how much that's, to be honest. But
nobody buys games on Xbox.
I can't compare that. So just fucking fix that for a start. And both those things I don't feel like should be too hard. Now, coming back to this Christian game thing quickly. So the first one I went to, here's one, right? It's called Skateboarding Breakthrough Gaming Arcade. And all these games are from a company called Breakthrough Gaming LLC. This is a description. In the Breakthrough Gaming Arcade series, play arcade games that express a biblical truth. This game's release is part of Breakthrough Gaming's Bible Video Game Sundays. Purchase and play our new Christian-themed video games, releasing every Sunday morning in the PlayStation Store today. Asterisk, release date subject to change. Don't think so, because Jesus always died and came back on the same fucking day. So get your games out on the right fucking day, or don't call them biblical, you know what I'm saying? Well, a bunch of bullshit. I tried to go to the website. Yeah, okay.
And Telstra has blocked it, saying it's malicious content.
Are you fucking for real? I want to go.
I'm 100% telling the truth.
Let me have a go at this. Let me take this website. www.breakthroughgaming.com. Fucking highlight that. Go. I got through. It's terrible. I'm bringing it up and putting it on the video. All right, let me go full screen. Wait, you can't see this? Hold on.
No.
Let's 2-second interlude so I can show Ash.
Wow.
All right, we're back. So their website, we're going on a tangent here now. So their website, you really need to go to the video version, or maybe I'll have to cut this out and put this on Twitter. I assume I have now. I've said that in my head. So this is their website, Breakthrough Gaming. Play, watch, read, online store. Breakthrough Gaming creates Christian-themed video games. You can play in the PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4, Xbox, Windows 10, smartphones, and tablets. Their website literally looks like something from like MySpace. I swear to God. This looks like I've accidentally clicked on like a pop-up porn website or something.
No, it looks like it was made in like back in the day, like GeoCities or whatever.
Oh no, I've clicked something. All right, so I've clicked on this game called
ZJ
the Ball. Hey everyone, it's me, ZJ the Ball. New to ZJ the Ball? Yeah, I am. You got me. I'm new to the ZJ the Ball series. Start by playing the first game in the series. Holy shit, there's more of these. Oh, they're fucking lying. Now available on Android, iOS, and Xbox. This one isn't on PlayStation. They didn't want to pay the $25,000 to get it featured on the front page. What's the Christian message? Let me look at a video. We need to look at a video. Right, let's go full screen. Let's go full screen. Let's go full screen. All right, we can't go full screen. Go full screen. Whatever. We're just going by this. It's grabbed all the elements from a Mario game. And that looks like elements from like a Sonic game. I don't know what the fuck's going on now. It's completely different.
It's like Space Invaders.
And you got to collect coins. And I really don't know what the Christian message is so far. I was just really hoping there'd be like a random pop-up where it's like...
Listen, there's nothing about plagiarism in the Bible.
What is this? This is 2005.
Yeah. Putting out games since 2005.
ZJ the Ball 2. Breakthrough Gaming presents Axel 2. What's Axel? We'll get back to the real show in a minute, I swear to God. ZJ the Ball and his robot friend, Axel. By the way, I think ZJ the Ball is the Pope. And And Axel's a cross with legs. Axel are about to discover that Christ is the creator of fun in the Christian-themed video game series Breakthrough Gaming presents
shit.
Axel. Each game in the series features mini-games you can play alone or with up to 4 people. You can buy it on a PC CD-ROM. Really? Oh, yeah, you can. $9.95 plus $2 shipping. You can get a CD, apparently. Or you can purchase the game using your PayPals or so and so. This website is literally the most disgusting thing I think I've ever seen in my life. And I'm not surprised it was blocked for you. Let me look at online store quickly. What do we have here? Browse the store. I was hoping there'd be like some cool fucking terrible t-shirts or something. Oh, they got comic books. Oh, they got ZJ the Bowl comic book. Well,
that was a cool tangent. Indies, am I right? Maybe the barriers are there for a reason.
We just go completely backwards. Why did you block the for you? I mean, I understand why it blocked it for you, but why did it actually block it for you? That's fucking funny.
I have no idea. Yeah.
That's some great shit.
It wasn't like the browser. It was like Telstra.
Wow. I'm on Dodo, so maybe that's why.
Yeah.
Gotta get on that cheap ass Dodo shit.
Maybe.
All right.
So you can get pirates.
Back to PlayStation.
More just malicious stuff.
Yeah. All the terrible websites, yeah. Ratchet & Clank, Astrobot, and Sackboy costumes are coming to Fall Guys. So in a video by Cranky FG, I don't know how to say the username, who I guess they're like a Fall Guys leaker or something. They somehow have got access or hacked the game and can show off all the upcoming costumes that are coming to, or more than costumes, like all the cosmetic stuff that's coming during Season 5, which is just around the corner, and it includes costumes coming to the game for Ratchet, Clank, Astrobot, Sackboy, and weirdly, also a Spelunky and Canna, Bridge of Spirits costume for the character. Canna, I presume is. I haven't actually thought about it, but
so it's interesting. So will people be able to get these costumes on other platforms?
That's a good question. Maybe they will. Maybe PlayStation gives zero fucks.
Unless they're doing some sort of system where it's exclusive to each platform. There's going to be a season of exclusive content for each platform.
Got that Epic money now. They can do whatever they want.
I will say, do whatever they want.
I love the Clank costumes. Probably my favorite. Also, the Spelunky costume. I know it's not like directly PlayStation related, but the Spelunky one also looks quite good. But overall, some cool costumes coming. So, look at that. It's on video right now. Look at that Spelunky one. That's not a cool one. That's a cool one. That's a cool costume. Yeah. I want all these. So I hope that we can just get them and it doesn't involve like spending a whole heap of real money or playing the game for 100 million hours. But
hopefully, it's part of the season pass or whatever it's called.
Yeah, whatever it is. You can just play the game. Hopefully we can just play the game.
Otherwise, we're going to have to play it again.
Yeah. Well, not like we haven't tried. You know?
Yeah, it's been a few weeks. So.
But yeah, that's cool. So that's coming. So if you've been off Fall Guys for a while and some new costumes get you excited.
To be fair, the last time we played the game, we did play.
Did we?
It's just not the way that we wanted it to.
What did we do?
When we were trying to get that glitch trophy.
That's true. Fucking god damn it! I missed out. I could have had a plat there. Damn it. Ghost of Tsushima.
Bring back a glitch.
Ghost of Tsushima. Right, let's get to it. Ghost of Tsushima Director's Cut was announced late last week. It is there's been some people angry about this and what it is and the monetary cost to it and all this sort of stuff, but let's boil it down this way. Director's Cut, which I'll say quickly again, I don't really like the name, but Ghost of Tsushima Director's Cut is a game coming to both the PS4 and the PS5. What it'll include on both consoles is Ghost of Tsushima base game, Ghost of Tsushima, I meant to play the name. What's it called? Legends. Ghost of Tsushima Legends on the disc or the download, of course, because it's retail and stuff. All the other random skin stuff they'd released, I guess, like random DLCs that came out, like pre-order bonus for the last one as well, with the original release or whatever. And most importantly, as we sort of talked about last week, what the fuck? Iki Island. is a new expansion, and that's the core thing that you're getting with the director's cut is this new DLC thing, which put a pin into it because there's another story here from Six Axis that I think is quite interesting to tie into a discussion of Iki Island. Although it was sort of on the right road last week when we was discussing it. But now the PS5 version does get of Ghost of Tsushima director's cut does get some exclusive things, of course. Japanese voiceover lip sync. Now you may be like, why the fuck is that a feature? It's well documented that the lip syncing with the Japanese voice acting, although good, the lip syncing to the characters wasn't great in the original release, and they're now saying that thanks to the power of the PlayStation 5, and they can render the cutscenes in real time, they can apparently fix that. So that's a PS5 feature. DualSense haptic feedback and adaptive triggers, of course. Enhancements to 3D audio, because the original did have 3D audio, but enhancements to 3D audio. Drastically improved load times, although I'm going to say, how the fuck do you speed up 1 second after fast traveling? But sure. 4K resolution options, and a mode that will target 60 frames per second. You can transfer your save from PS4 to PS5. That's important, of course, to clarify. If you want to start the game fresh or you never played Ghost of Tsushima and you pick up Director's Cut, you can only start the Iki Island stuff after Act 2 of the main game. And the prices, since that's, of course, important and what's happening here. And this is the part where you get into the Iki of confusion and people get annoyed or whatever else. You can update your PS4 game to the Director's Cut PS4 version for $29.95 Australian. That's confirmed. That's on the PlayStation Store. You can pre-order that right now. So $29.95 to update. And what you're basically paying for there, of course, is it's a $30 DLC. Like you're updating to get the Iki Island DLC for $30. That's it. You're right. PS5 version doesn't have confirmed cost, but the update from the PS4 to PS5 version to Director's Cut on PS5, it'll cost $29.99 USD, which works out to be roughly, according to Google when I wrote this morning or this afternoon, is roughly $39.99 Australian dollars. So roughly $40 to update, so roughly $10 more. So what they're saying there is the DLC, Iki Island. Do we know is it Iki or Iki? Iki Island? What do you reckon?
Sure.
What are we voting on this? Iki? I'm going.
Let's go Iki.
Iki. I'm going Iki until told otherwise. Like with Tsushima, like Tsushima. So it's $30 for the DLC, and then on the PS5 it's an extra 10, and that extra 10 seems to go improved 4K, 60 frames per second, improved load times, enhancements with 3D audio,
Haptics,
Japanese voice syncing, DualSense features. All of that's an extra $10. But the $30 is you're basically paying $30 for DLC at this point. It's the easiest way, I think, to wrap your head around this. And that's my one sort of annoyance in this. And then I'll get your thoughts on this, and then we'll discuss now that we know Iki Island's a real thing, like, because what we think the story could be there officially. But I think calling it Director's Cut is a stupid name. I'm still waiting to find out what Death Stranding Director's Cut actually means. If it's something similar, I still think it's a stupid name. Director's Cut in movies literally means it's the director's cut, like as in editing cut, as in cutting film cut, Calling it the Director's Cut when it's just an added expansion plus some other things, stupid name. Also, I think they just sort of added trouble by doing this, where, as I'm trying to explain, because I've seen so many people online getting so confused in Twitter comments and stuff like this about what you're paying, what the cost is and all this sort of stuff. It is a $30 expansion, DLC expansion. That's what you're paying for. If you're on PS4, it's very simple to boil it down. You are literally paying $30 for a DLC. If you're on PS5, you're paying $30 for a DLC and $10 for improved graphics and load times and other PS5 features. That's literally how it boils down. So why on PS4 they didn't just give people the option to pay, just to make it easier for people to understand, be like, Iki Island expansion on PlayStation Store, DLC, buy $30, boom. probably would have people wrapped it. Yeah, I know. How do you feel about Ghost of Tsushima, this announcement, and then you excited about this? How do you feel about the pricing and all this sort of shit?
Yeah, I'm excited. Obviously, Ghost of Tsushima I think it was my game of the year last year.
That sounds about right.
Oh no, it was second. No, Hades was top.
Yeah, it was.
Sorry, but yeah, it was pretty high on the list. So more of it's good. I think. Obviously it's a little confusing, but there's so many SKUs. They're got to account for so many different people who've bought it on PS4 who want to keep playing it on PS4, and people who bought it on PS4 who want to play it on PS5. So obviously they've got to explain all the options. I think they could have made it a little bit more clear in their blog posts, straight up, table, even though it's not graphically the most interesting thing to look at or anything. Just make it as simple to understand as possible. I think for people who are complaining about having to pay for a PS5 upgrade, listen, the things that they're doing, they shouldn't have to do for free. I think obviously they're making this game a PS5 game, a game that was purely a PS4 title, a PS5 game. I think a lot of the free upgrade games that we've seen recently were games that were PS5 that they've made run on PS4. And they're yeah, we'll just happily give you a PS5 upgrade. Or it's games that still need an audience on PS5. They want to retain that audience, like Marvel's Avengers. It's we'll give you a free upgrade so you keep playing this game that we need you to keep playing. And that sort of thing. So I'm fine with paying the extra money and that kind of thing. I don't know whether, if you do the math, whether it's cheaper to trade in your version of PS4 Ghost of Tsushima and buy the PS5 director's cut. I don't know. Math. Maybe you can sell your copy on Gumtree for something like $60, $70.
Maybe.
Still, someone dumb enough to buy it, and then you can buy it. You only have to pay an extra $20 to get it.
That's too much effort.
$30.
Only Buddy Watson would do all that.
Yeah, probably. But yeah, I'm keen. And yeah, I don't think I'll play through the entire game again, but definitely jump in and check out the new content. And they gave us a whole free multiplayer mode last year. So, if they're asking for a little bit of money for this DLC expansion, I don't think that's too much to ask for. They're probably going to expand that even more.
And I forgot, they did announce that, yes, Ghost of Tsushima Legends is getting a brand new mode soon as well. So add that to if you enjoy the co-op action of that. All right, so Iki Island. So I thought the Six Axis had this article up. They actually done the research, which is good because it means I didn't have to actually go do it. So they write, by the end of the original game, things have gone rather badly for the Mongols. Their leader, Khotan Khan, is very dead and the island of Tsushima has been liberated thanks to...
Spoilers.
Yeah, by the way, spoilers, of course. We're talking about DLC. Right, skip ahead at this point, I guess I should have said. Yeah, right. I did a Betson. Yeah. Shout out to Pop Cultures. Skip ahead. If you're listening on a podcast app, it's nice. I have time codes. It literally allows you to skip to the next segment. It's fine. But yeah, to talk about DLC, we will be talking about spoilers. The bad guy died at the end of it. So this differs significantly from historical record. In reality, both Tsushima and Iki were swiftly crushed under the lethal leather-soled gultals of the Mongols, allowing the Khan's forces to make it to mainland of Japan itself. It's clear then, with such sizable historical changes, that Sucker Punch could have free reign to tell the story how they want in the upcoming DLC. I reckon they'll use this history to frame their narrative. With the promised deeply personal stakes, it's highly likely that the video game account of the conquering of Iki will be brutal, more so than anything the players had witnessed in the original game. On Iki Island, the governor, Tairi no Kajitaka, fought valiantly against invaders with brave army of samurai. Their efforts were futile, however. Tairi no Kajitaka's forces numbered no more than 100 warriors, whilst the Mongols had up to 40,000 soldiers at their command, depending on which historian you believe. I mean, either way, 100 to 40,000 or 30,000, I mean, you're fucked. Jesus Christ. After his defeat, Tairi no Kajikata committed seppuku. You say it's seppuku, don't you? Seppuku, right? With his family. Yep. By the way, because people don't know what that means, it's where the samurais they put the sword. They kill themselves. Meanwhile, the victorious Mongols, according to James P. Delgado's 2010 account, quote, held down the women and stabbed them through their palms with knives, stripped them naked, and tied their corpses to the sides of their ships. End quote. Suffice to say that if Jin has a past with Tari no Kachkaka, the disturbing scene he will stumble upon will provide plenty of personal stakes. The main story of the DLC will probably focus on Jin aiding the governor's daughter, Sazaburo, on her mission to make it to the mainland and tell them the horror that has been inflicted on Iki Island. History suggests that a mysterious samurai aided Sazaburo in her task. Perhaps that lone warrior will turn out to be the Ghost of Tsushima himself. I'll tell you what, when I was reading this morning, whenever it was, I got to that last part there, and when they mentioned about how there was a rumor of a samurai helping the governor's daughter or whatever, I was like, come on. Like, if I was making this game and there was a rumor of a samurai helping the governor's daughter, there's the fucking game.
Yes.
It's done. Like,
easy.
I was like, just lock it in now. Surely. Yeah. What do you think? Do you reckon they're going to pull from this or like just...
I don't think they're going to have people stabbed through the palms, tied up to the ships and stripped naked.
They could stab them in the palms. I don't think they're going to do the strip
stab
naked.
them in the palms, yeah. Yeah, I mean, potentially. It seems like a smart direction. They're definitely implying there's some sort of backstory with Jin and somebody from the island. So if it's the governor's daughter, maybe he some sort of like summer together or something, you know? When he was the Lord's ward or whatever.
Yeah.
You know?
As for the
a lot of story potential.
As for the size, in the when they announced this, they said the expansion will include brand new armor for Jin, new techniques to learn, new enemy types, mini games, animals to pet, and much more. And of course, there'll be new trophies, etc., etc., etc. Will there be a whole separate platinum? I highly fucking doubt it. But come on, give it to me.
Do you reckon it's going to be the size of like 1/3 of Tsushima?
That's what
like one act worth.
That's what I would guess. If I was to take a stab in the dark, I'd say it's one act, which I still think is like worth. I mean,
that's like 5 hours potentially.
Yeah, I mean, how much do you want to go off the whole? How much is $30 worth in the? You know, like that's what people are going to do. Yeah. It's $30 for the DLC, and it took me 2 hours to beat it without doing any side missions or ever stopping to take a piss. That's not worth $30.
Fuck these foxes.
And whatever else you can pay. Yeah, I know. It's like however long I took to fucking platinum the game compared to people that rush. I mean, you can rush through the main game in, I swear, like 10 hours, 10 to 12 hours, right?
Probably.
Without stopping and smelling the roses, figuratively, or whatever. So.
Taking out camps, just do the story missions.
Which is what I was going to do when I did my, I started that playthrough, but then I obviously was never going to finish it. My Kurosawa playthrough, but it's more interesting now if they fix the Japanese VO. So
yeah, that makes it a little bit more enticing.
It does. There you go. I'm cool. I'm very keen. Comes out August 20th. There you go. Get excited. Very soon. Right around the corner.
That's very soon. Do you think? Obviously, that means nothing is coming out August for PlayStation. You think? No big first party titles.
Maybe though.
No Horizon in August.
Maybe. I highly doubt it. I mean, it's technically just DLC. This wasn't announced in state of play for a reason. You know, it's because they're like, it's good, but it's not state of play good. You know, like it's good. It's not that good. I would just like them to get on. But my last 2 cents on this is, please get on board with the marketing or like what you're doing, because they're like Spider-Man Miles Morales includes remastered version of Spider-Man 1, but they were marketing it as a brand new game. So like in an alternate world, they could be selling this for $40 and going, Ghost of Tsushima, Iki Island includes for a higher price, a fully remastered version. You know what I mean? Like director's cut. Fuck off. It's not a director's cut. That's going to this is going to be a thing where it's just bothering me. And then people who don't watch movies or don't care about movies,
I think
they're going to be like, who cares?
It could technically still, you know, it's a weird, because obviously this could have been part of the director's original vision. And then producers have said, no, we can't afford to make this.
What, the Iki Island thing?
Technically, yeah, the Iki Island thing.
I swear to God.
Technically, it would still be the director's cut. if it was originally intended.
If some
to be in the
motherfucker
game,
from
which I
Sucker
don't
Punch
think
comes
it
out,
was.
I don't remember the name of the director of it, but if they come
I
out on the
don't think
PlayStation
it
blog and
was.
say that, I'll be like, get the fuck out of here.
It's purely like trying to play on the prestige of like a film sort of thing.
Exactly.
If anything, it should just be creative director's cut. But
they're like, we thought it was being cute because you know how we did that Kurosawa mode and everyone loved it, how we named it that. So now we thought we could name it director's cut. No, Kurosawa. You didn't even name it Kurosawa mode. Come on, we did, the fans.
No, I'm pretty sure it's called Kurosawa.
Yeah, but we did it. They were like, oh, we got a black and white mode. We're like, it's Kurosawa mode. They're like, it's Kurosawa mode.
Well, they went to the effort of getting the rights or whatever. So, I mean, they can take credit. They probably should have called it something else. I don't know what. But complete or ultimate. I wish that they'd just go with something uniform, but you know.
It's funny how we got
Platinum
this.
edition.
It's funny how this came out nowhere. Well, they used to just call games complete editions or whatever. Remember that? Do you remember?
Or Game of the Year
Game
edition.
of the Year, just complete edition, whatever. It's funny how this got announced and got a release date. They did that Death Stranding thing at the opening night live, Summer Game Fest, whatever the fuck it's called. No, opening night live is Gamescom.
Yeah.
Gamescom.
Summer Games Fest.
Whatever. They did that, and we still haven't heard of it. They're like, Death Stranding, director's cut, information coming soon, releasing soon. Yeah, Kojima, you fuck. Could you try again? No, shut up, Siri. I didn't. Fucking hell. I was coming in at the last second. That's it. I'm ending this show. PlayStation Productions, Uncharted. I wish we were still talking about Uncharted. It's not happening. Yeah, we're still here. Next segment. There was a little intro. Good job. So I think it's one that tells you to go, if you'd like to donate money, go to explosionhammer.com/support. It takes you to the Ko-fi page. The Last of Us news update. 2 things. Firstly, Deadline reports Dumbo star Nico Parker is set to join HBO series The Last of Us, an adaptation of the popular game, of course. She will be playing Sarah, Joel's daughter. Now, if this was a movie show, a movie podcast, maybe you'd have to be careful about what that means. But we're on a PlayStation show. Surely.
If you don't know who Sarah is.
Surely we're not. I'm just saying right now, there's no spoiler tags for The Last of Us 1. I'm still having the spoiler tags for The Last of Us 2 at this stage, maybe, for certain stuff. I don't know. But Last of Us 1 is completely off the books. So they've hired this little girl to get fucking horribly... Like, if you look into her eyes, Ash, can you picture dying, crying?
Can I imagine the life leaving those eyes? Is that what you're asking?
Yes. Can you imagine life leaving those eyes and you having tears run down your face as Nico Parker dies? Does this suit? Is this good casting for someone who's going to have 5 minutes of screen time? Well, the other question is, do you think that Sarah will be in it longer in the series, or will there be more like flashbacks and shit? Like, what do you reckon?
Maybe there's the potential there to like extend that out. They do have to create a whole season of television.
Or more.
Or more, potentially. But, I think...
Neil Druckmann...
I have a feeling that
George R.R. Martin, you know how he got shitty, how they got ahead of his books? Imagine if Neil Druckmann got ahead in the series and ahead of where he wants to take the video games. He's like, damn it, Druckmann, how dare you outright Druckmann? Video games take too long to make. Oh, Druckmann. What's his character's name in the fucking... had that car... Uckman, right?
Dr.
Uckman? Yeah.
Dr.
Yeah,
Uckman?
that's his evil side. It's like, oh, Dr. Uckman outwrote me.
Why I would fuck me on this?
Yeah, why you would fuck me on this?
No, I have a feeling they're going to open the same way the video game opens. Like, very similar scene. And, I think she's a good choice. I can't remember. I didn't like Dumbo.
Haven't watched it.
But I don't think she was the problem. So
I highly doubt it.
Okay. Yeah. But yeah, there's a reason I think that we're going to open the same way. We'll get to it in a second.
And that is over on Gabriel Luna's Instagram. He posted a selfie, as the kids like to refer to him, of himself, Pedro Pascal, and what's her name? I just forgot it because I closed the fucking thing.
Nico Parker.
Nico Parker in the back seat, and there's someone else there too, who I assume is just cast. Crew. Sorry,
I think it's just crew.
So it's the three of them in a car, and it says, "Already love these folks." Hashtag Miller Time. Hashtag The Last of Us. Obviously, they're filming the show now. They officially started filming The Last of Us for HBO, and yeah, I guess what you're hinting at is this is. I found out who the person in the car is. I just clicked on the thing. It's
that's the
cinematographer who did Beanpole, so that means that the first episode has been directed by what's his face, who we talked about, the German director, was it, or was it someone I can't remember now? It was something like that. Anyway,
Vladimir Balgov, who is the guy in the passenger window.
That's him, is it? Okay, there you go. Cool. So you're hinting, saying that they're filming the first episode now. They're filming in chronological order. They're filming they're filming the opening scene of the first.
That's the truck.
Is that what you're saying?
That's the truck that they're in at the start of the game.
It's the exact truck.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. How is it not?
They look quite happy.
Sure, it's got the.
They look quite happy though.
Yeah, because it's daytime. They're waiting for it to come nighttime, and then they're all going to be depressed.
I like how this is liked by Druckmann. Does he though? Does he actually like this? Yeah. No one likes this scene.
Probably.
No one likes this scene. Come on.
Great scene.
Is it though?
I mean, maybe not in the car. It's like when they get out of the car. On a hill.
Not the car scene. Sad face, this person. Damn, I hope nothing bad happens here. What a nice looking car. I'm sure nothing bad happens in it. Not this scene, sad face. I'm so fucking excited for this. Yeah, you sadistic fuck. But yeah, the HBO Last of Us series officially began filming, so I guess we can expect
it's a thing, I guess.
Early-ish 2021, possibly. I mean, I highly doubt there's too much post to be done on this show, to be honest. I know there'll be post, but like in the scheme of post for TV shows goes.
Yeah. In my mind, how many episodes? Do we know how many episodes?
I think they said 6.
6?
Yeah.
I would say early May, late April.
Yeah, that's still early though.
Yeah, next year. That's still that's on 8 months, 10 months.
Yeah. We're definitely seeing it less than 12 months. I can tell you that.
Yeah, that's one thing. Like a nice. If it's good, that's the point they'll put it. Like in a similar position to where something like Mayor of Easttown has been released this year. And then potentially get that Emmy love. Okay.
Wouldn't that be crazy?
HBO has got
Imagine if it's
similar.
actually really good and it got some Emmy love. It's like one of the most awarded, world-renowned video games, and it becomes this award-winning TV series. The fuck? Madness.
You'd be like, man.
Madness. If that Dr. Ackerman didn't already have an inflated ego, you know what I'm saying?
You're like, oh, no. Now it's going to make those Naughty Dog people work even harder. They've learnt nothing from Crunch.
Don't crunch on recording this series, please, everyone.
It looks like they're no, the unions in film and
that's
film
true.
And TV
they have unions in film and TV.
So
Very good point.
Much harder to make them crunch.
All right, that'll do it for this week's episode of Platinum Explosion. Of course, if you'd like to let us know how you felt about any of the things discussed this week, you can tweet at us or join our Discord and come chat there. ExplosionNetwork.com/Twitter takes you to our Twitters. ExplosionNetwork.com/Discord takes you to our Discord. And if you liked this episode and thought it was worth $1 and or more, you can donate. ExplosionNetwork.com/support takes you to our Ko-fi page. As I mentioned before, you can donate $1 or more, whatever, however much you thought it was worth. It's great. Thank you very much. And until next week, remember, every trophy counts. Hey, don't forget you can subscribe to the show wherever you're currently listening, and you can drop a review if you can. Find more great shows like this and more content over at explosionnetwork.com. And please consider supporting us for as little as $1 over on our Ko-fi page by heading to explosionnetwork.com/support. Thanks for listening.